Rick, just what did you see from Zakai that led to his struggles tonight?
Well, you know what? I thought he got out of rhythm in terms of what he normally gives us. And he started pressing and kind of losing his overall discipline in terms of what we need him to do on both offense and defense. I mean, one time on the defensive end, he went off and went for a steal where nobody knew what was going on, and they ended up getting the 3 out of it. But it wasn't Zakai. It wasn't Zakai. I mean, you can't miss 10 point-blank layups and do what we did on the free throw line and expect to win. I mean, Lamont's done a great job, and I don't want to take anything away from the fact that they came in and they've done what they've done all year. They've been steady and execute and did what they needed to do to win games, and we didn't. We didn't deserve to win this game. I mean, we scored. We had some good looks at it, and then all at once, you start missing those shots, and now they're looking around. Okay, Dalton, we need you to step up here and do something, and then waiting on him to make every play. It's not fair to do that to him, but if you make those layups at the rate that we should have been, then adjustments take place in the game. But we didn't. And 2 games in a row, we've done a really poor job on the free throw line. But and early in the game, every one of our key guys that we've counted on, our number one emphasis was rebounding. Every one of those guys gave up 1 offensive rebound. And give South Carolina, again, credit. We told them that they're a really good rebounding team, and they went and got it done. And then we started switching in the first half on sets that we've never done it. I mean, I looked at the coach and said, what are we doing? We talked about it, and they didn't throw anything at us that the coaches hadn't talked about in the scouting. We just lost our discipline all the way around, really pretty much on both ends of the court.
Rick, you kind of touched on it there, but how confusing was that to see everyone kind of just defer to Dalton, and when he's not making shots in the second half, it seemed like no one really knew what to do at that point?
Well, I think we know what to do is give him the ball. Know that he's proven he can go. I mean, look at his numbers. I mean, he's still, you say he wasn't making shots. He shot almost 50%. I mean, volume shoot. I mean, and he's not a volume shooter. But you look at down the line, I mean, I can talk about guys miss shots, but you can't miss layups. I'm just telling you can't. The game's too hard, but when you got a chance to dunk the ball or finish, and we can't. I mean, Dalton hasn't done a good job on the free throw line the last 2 games. And every time we had a chance to maybe crawl back in it, I think Zakai was 2 for 4. What was Jonas from the free throw line? And Dalton 6. I mean, those are 3 guys you want there. And we didn't do a good job on the free throw line.
Coach, back here. How was South Carolina able to find so much success in the corner, making threes?
Well, again, I'm going to tell you right now, I promise you we'll meet every one of our defensive goals. I guarantee it. But we're not going to beat them with being that pathetic on offense as a team. They're going to make some shots. I mean, they've lost 3 games, and because we were overhelping a little bit, going to make some plays that we shouldn't be making, but we're not going to stop guys from shooting the ball. And they give them credit; they made those shots, and but again, they scored 63 points. Our goal is to try to keep people under 69. I mean, we were just a really poor offensive team tonight.
What went wrong for Jonas on the offensive end?
I can't answer that. I wish I could. I wish I could.
Is the layups and the missed assignments and all this stuff you're talking about, is this lack of focus? Like, what goes into this?
You know what? That's what I told our guys. I didn't particularly like our focus overall at Vandy in terms of the way we came out after that week off. And again, I don't think we're not playing hard, but I do think it's focus to details, discipline, and we got an older group of guys that it shouldn't happen. But I mean, the first 4 minutes of the game pretty much, set the tone for what was going to happen, because you start missing those layups and those shots like that, and it just puts you like, uh-oh, here we go, and we've seen it happen before, and it's tough.
Coach, here in the back, the way that you played in the second half against Vanderbilt, do you find that the team maybe found some false confidence that no matter what we do in the first?
That's probably a pretty good comment, maybe thinking that we're something that we can pick and choose when we play, and that got ended tonight, though. If there is, and again, I don't know how to answer that. players have to answer that. But if that was the case, it got answered tonight, that we better understand it. We're not good enough to think that we can't show up and play every possession.
Rick, you talked about this maybe being one
I
of
would
those.
say that about any team in the country, though.
Talked about this being one of those, like, oh no, here we go again kind of moments. But your team has sort of overcome a lot of those this season. Did you surprised that it didn't happen tonight?
Well, I was surprised at the shots we missed early, you know. I mean, we got what we were looking for, and just, I was baffled by that a little bit. And the free throws, I mean, I know you can have some tough nights there, but certain guys go up there, you expect them to be pretty consistent there. And what I was probably more baffled by was our lack of discipline on the defensive end in terms of what our game plan was.
Coach, you mentioned the older guys a minute ago, and not individuals, but just when you talk about focus, discipline on defense, are you surprised that those are some problems you're having at this time of year when you have so many veterans who have played so many
Well, I think you can go through it. I mean, I've been doing this so long, I'm not surprised by anything. I mean, I'm not. But we'll find out what we're made of. I mean, obviously, it's not going to get any easier. I don't care if you're going to Kentucky or anywhere else in this league. You got to be ready to play at home or on the road. And I'm not sure I'd call it an upset just because we have a number in front of us. You look at their record; they had a better record than us coming in overall, and because we're supposedly the number 5 team in the country, we certainly didn't play like it. I can tell you that because you don't make some of the mistakes that we made tonight with our execution.
Anything else for Coach? Or last one from Reese.
You switched into a small ball lineup there late. What was the decision behind that, and what did you think they did?
Well, one, we think Jemai can guard anybody, and again, they scored some buckets out of it, but we thought that he could go do that, and honestly, Jonas was struggling, and our post guys were struggling. I mean, point blank, they were struggling, and so we've used that lineup, and I don't want to sit around and hope somebody's going to play well. You know, you play, you look at minutes and you see guys that have played, 30 minutes on down, and they're not giving it to you. You just, how long do you wait? You know, does he have it or not? And we got enough guys on this team that have earned the right to have a shot at it and see if they can do something.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you guys.